I met this man, and I stopped my entire life for him, and I moved here to be with him and everything. And 2 years in, he cheated on me, and I gave him a second chance. I allowed him to be a better man, to stop what he was doing, to devote himself to our family, to us, and everything was fine for a while. And then the day after our 3rd year anniversary, a girl was banging in the front door saying that she was with him. They had been dating for 3 months, and I was done. I can't be with somebody like this. So I left the apartment. I couldn't see him. I couldn't be near him. His sister lives nearby. We're like best friends. And I stayed with her. And I finally called him and I said, look, we're done. I cannot be in this relationship anymore. You disrespect me all the time. You cheat on me. I left my entire life for him. I came here without knowing anybody or anything, and I came here for him, and he kept on doing those things.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
Pause.
Sorry.
Mr. Kettle?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you take issue with anything Ms. Stevenson has said thus far?
Most of what she said I take issue with, yes, Your Honor.
Most of it?
Most of it, yes.
So you weren't in a relationship and then you cheated?
No, I was in a relationship with her, a very toxic relationship, and she did move in with me to California, and that's when her entire demeanor changed. She used to be very kind and sweet and encouraging to me when we were texting long distance and when I met her at the bar in Atlanta. When she moved in with me, all of a sudden she became very demanding, very demeaning. So I admit that I made some mistakes in this relationship. I should have, rather than find emotional and mental well-being in someone else, I should have found the courage to end the relationship beforehand.
Okay, didn't I just say, do you agree with what she said? And you said no, and then you just sat up here and just recited exactly pretty much what she said. You were in a relationship. It started going kind of bad, and you cheated.
I was not in a relationship that went bad. I was in a toxic relationship.
Toxic relationships are bad. So take me to the part where you leave and somehow he does something with your clothes. He takes them to the Goodwill?
So, no, he donated. I don't know what happened. He donated. That's what he said. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. That's what he said. So what happened is, after I was at his sister's house where, we're best friends, I was staying with her, and she was like, I don't know how he got a woman like you, and I don't know why you take this,
when she has conversations with me.
He's very spoiled, and he's always been like this. So I was so broken. Because twice now he had cheated. Twice. I went to his sister. After 2-3 days, I called him and I said, we're done. I cannot be in a relationship with you anymore. This is really toxic. This is not good for me. I need some time off.
What did he say when you told him you can't be in the relationship anymore?
He begged me to stay. He was like, please.
That's not true. I did not beg you to stay.
I begged me. I wish his sister was here. She couldn't come here. I tried to get her here. She couldn't come here. His sister saw. He was begging me. Begging me to stay.
That is
you
not
elevate
true.
my life. You make me better. You make me a better man. I want you to be a better man. And he brings the worst in me. He brings the worst in me. Your Honor, I tried really hard to make it work, to do everything, but he cheats on me. I have a text message, Your Honor. You can
Let me see the evidence, Sean.
Please see. He called me. Me. I never looked to anybody. I never did anything. I never gave him a reason for him to call me that.
So these are text messages from Mr. Kettle to you.
Yeah, between us.
Hey, I can't unlock the door. Can you open it? I'm not home.
I gave him, when I called him, we decided, look, I'm going to look for a place to live. But it's California and it's hard, so give me a little time to find.
You said I need to come shower and change my clothes.
Exactly. I paid for 1 month to stay, and I said, we're not going to be in a relationship. We're going to be not roommates, but we're going to live together until I find a place. And he said,
this is okay. After you left with the sister? You came back?
Yes.
Let's talk about relationship patterns. When you shift from a long-distance relationship into an in-person relationship, the dynamic changes. It's common because distance hides incompatibilities, and that means proximity exposes them quick. It's concerning because knowing that she still had an investment imbalance because she left her home, she left her life, she increased her stake in the relationship, and he hasn't matched that level of commitment. That gap creates pressure and resentment on both sides. Now, about the cheating, they are in a cycle. It's like betrayal, forgiveness, and then rinse and repeat. Because once cheating is followed by reconciliation without structural change, a relationship often repeats the same patterns. The second incident isn't random, it's a continuation. They also had an identity shift in this conflict, with him saying that she is demeaning and her saying that he brought out her worst. That's a relational loop. It's not one-sided. Certain pairings amplify negative traits. And finally, the emotional language that she's using, the statements, "you made me better," "you elevated my life," those statements don't align with cheating, meaning words do not equal a pattern. So the real issue here is not the cheating, it's misaligned standards plus not having a hard boundary enforcement after the first incident, and everything after that is going to be predictable. Let's keep going.
Mr. Kettle, so you told her you have some nerve.
Yes, this is...
I haven't heard from you in a week, and now you want to move quick since you're back? I was worried about you.
These
so
text
you were
messages,
worried when she disappeared?
Yes, these text messages are actually from after we had already broken up and established that she was going to stay in the apartment until she found a place. Then she went to a bar with my sister and disappeared for a week. I texted her. I called her.
It was 4 days. Your Honor, I can explain what happened. It was 4 days. So what happened is this. After I talked with him, I was crying. I was kind of like in a depressive mode. His sister said, like, let's cheer you up. Let's put music. Let's go out. And I was like, okay, let's go out. We went out. I was in the bar and I met this guy called John. And I don't know if you ever met somebody that you feel like you live another life with that person because it's so like common and it's so safe and it's so nice. And we kept talking. Me, him, and Tia. The three of us were talking, having all the stuff.
All right.
So he invited me to spend a few days in Tahoe. I have never...
On the night you met him?
On the night I met him. I came back and I went to my apartment where I pay rent for 1 month. I put the key in. The key wouldn't work. The key wouldn't work. And I tried many times. I text him. I'm trying to get home. I need to go change. I need to get my stuff. He's not answering. He's ignoring me. Then he was like, yeah, I changed the key lock. I did all the stuff. I couldn't get into my own apartment.
That you paid rent for?
I paid rent for.
Was your name on the lease?
No, because what happened is he lives in a place that is rent control. And when we came in, I came in after I went to his apartment. If you put me on the lease, the rent goes higher and then changes everything. So he was like, let's keep you without the lease so the rent is lower because it's a rent control thing. And I was like, oh, okay. I want the best for us. So if we can save money, let's do it. I couldn't get in.
And then what happened?
I texted him, nothing from him. I went to his sister.
True. I texted you right back.
No, you text me later.
I'll give you a chance to respond, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I went to his sister and I'm trying for 48 hours. I couldn't get into the apartment. Finally, when I could get in, he was standing there and then he was like, you have 20 minutes, go. And I was like, okay. And I was already like, it was such a weird situation because it's been 3 years and I'm trying to get my stuff. And when I look, almost everything that I had was in trash bags, all piled up in the corner. And he was like, you can't just get and go. And
Did you have her things in a trash bag, Mr. Kettle?
No, Your Honor. I had her things in a series of duffel bags that I had set neatly by the front door in the hallway. What had actually happened was she left for Tahoe for about a week. I did not know what was going on with her. I texted her several times because our agreement was that she would stay in the apartment until she found a place of her own. That was the agreement. So I'm not hearing anything from her for a week. I make a group chat with her and my sister. I'm saying, if you don't hear back from Tiff in a day or so, I'm going to file a missing persons report because I don't know what's going on with her.
You're genuinely worried.
I'm genuinely worried.
Do you have any evidence you brought today?
I do, yes, Your Honor. I have these
it?
text messages. Chains.
And these text messages are presented to the court to show what?
To show that I did text her several times while she was gone. She did not respond to any of those text messages.
Your Honor, Tiff, are you okay? Why aren't you answering my calls? It's been 3 days. Where are you? Just let me know you're okay. Text me or Tia if you're okay. It's been a week. This is crazy. Please respond. I'm worried about you.
Your Honor, may I answer, please?
No. Hey, Tia, if I don't hear from you, Tiffany, I'm going to file a missing persons report. It's been 2 days. Hey, bro, Tiffany just texted me. She says she's okay and we'll be home later. can you tell her to answer my text? I'm worried about her. She said, don't worry, she's home soon. So the bottom line is you were blowing her up because you thought something had happened to her when she disappeared for a week.
I did.
Did you change the locks on the door?
I did, Your Honor. I did change the locks.
Did you change the locks? You're so worried about her. This is where she lives and her things are, but you changed the locks.
I was worried about her, and then I got that message from my sister Tia that said she's fine. But so I'm assuming that, okay, well, she's fine. She hasn't responded to me. She hasn't communicated to me. So I'm assuming she's not coming back. She has gone off for a few days before and not communicated. So I'm assuming she's not.
Mr. Kettle, I wasn't born yesterday. You were not assuming that she was never coming back. All her things were there. You were assuming that she was with another man and you were furious about it. So you changed the lock so she couldn't get in the house.
That is not true, Your Honor. I was assuming that she had found another place, like we had discussed.
So she found another place and was never going to have to be able to get into that place to get her things?
I welcomed her to get back to get her things.
So take me to that part.
Okay.
When did you say you can come get your things? Because I already see what's happening. I mean, this is obvious. This is obvious. This is classic breakup. You getting back at him. Then, of course, you know, y'all men can dish it out. You can't take it. So then once she went off, then you got mad and changed the locks. And then once she changed the locks, she couldn't get back in.
All right, so it looks like we've got a breakdown of boundaries after the breakup. The relationship is over, but the expectations didn't get reset. He is still expecting access from her, and she is moving on like she's already detached. So, of course, this mismatch is going to create conflict. With her meeting somebody new and leaving town immediately, that's not resolving the prior relationship, that's bypassing it. And her not responding to him during that time, him changing the locks, packing her things, and then setting a time limit. People do that as a control response to a loss of access. So him realizing he lost control and then trying to reassert control. And his stated concern doesn't align with that behavior because he says he was worried, but then his actions escalate once he finds out that she's okay. And it's driving on both sides these assumption-driven decisions. He's assuming that she's moved on permanently, and she's assuming that she can still return and stay. Neither of them confirms it, but they both act on those assumptions. So what we're really seeing is an absence of a clear end point. Let's keep going.
So how much time did you give her to get in, to get her stuff, or did you give her any time? This is too classic for me.
I did give her time to get her stuff. What she is referring to, those 48 hours, I was away on a work trip. And so I said, I will be back in 2 days, and then you can come in and get all your things.
When did you let her in the house?
I let her in the house when I got back from my trip, 2 days later.
Why would he change the lock, knowing that I live there?
We know why he changed the lock, Miss Stevenson. We already understand that. The problem is you're not on the lease. I hate to break this to you.
I know.
So moving on, were you paying money, though, out of your own pocket for the rent, or were you giving it directly to him?
To him.
Okay. In cash or by?
Cash.
Even worse. Did you bring any proof of that?
No, it was $9.35, like every month I was
went to worse.
I know.
Okay, terrible.
It's like, why would I write anything? This is the man of my life. This is like my future husband.
Well,
like,
why wouldn't you pay with a check? You've got all of these online transfers. You've got Venmo. You've got Zelle. You've got Cash App. You've got this.
That is not true. I never
he
said
said
that.
this
That
is
was
easier.
her idea. She wanted to pay
So
with
was
cash.
she paying part of the rent?
She did pay part of the rent, yes, for
All
that
right,
month.
so you changed the locks even though you knew you had someone, a tenant, a person, paying part of the rent. You were wrong for that. When you get to the point where you go get your things, why don't you get it?
Because I went in, I got some of our stuff, okay, that he had packed like a crazy man in a plastic bag, a trash bag. And I got it. After 2 weeks, I got found in my apartment, and I'm taking everything out. There was a whole bunch of things missing. Things that he knew that I love. He knew that I cherish them.
Did you reach out to him and say some of my things are missing?
Yes, you have right there, Your Honor, on the second one, the text message that I have. It's written right there. I texted him. I said, some of my things are missing. Can you please get to me and get some of
I'm unpacking. Some of my things are missing. I told you I was cleaning. I gave you a chance to pick up whatever you left, but you were ignoring my calls. Really? You're mad. He said, I told you to get them, but you didn't. That's not my fault or my problem now. You need to pay for my clothes. Mr. Kettle, how long did you give her to get her things?
She came to the house. I said, you have about 30 minutes.
No,
you
20.
grab your stuff. And that is not true.
20 minutes.
Would you let me talk since I sat here quietly and let you talk?
He did.
I'm sorry.
You had an opportunity to go and look through that house up and down to see if your things were in there, but you did not do your due diligence and look everywhere because you were upset and angry and probably acting like you are right now. So you snatched the things up, but then waited 2 weeks to see what was inside, then realized some things were missing. Then you called him back and said, there are things missing. And then you said, it's not my problem because I already gave you chance to look all through the house. Is that right?
At that point, Your Honor, yes. I had already given that
All I
bag.
want to hear is that.
Not fully, because he said he packed everything, all my stuff.
So, Mr. Kettle, at that point, did you look through the house anymore for anything that you felt like she said was missing?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you see anything
I
else?
did not, Your Honor.
Did you take any of her things to the Goodwill?
I took a bag that we'd already agreed was donation to the Goodwill. I did not look inside of it. The last that I checked, when we decided what was going to the Goodwill, her Jordans were not in there, her jeans were not in there, whatever else she's claiming was not in there.
You dropped one bag off at the Goodwill.
I dropped one bag off at the Goodwill, Your Honor.
And you are testifying today that you did not destroy any of her other things?
Absolutely, Your Honor. That is what I'm testifying.
All right. I've heard enough. Whew. Y'all have worn me out today.
We're still seeing an informal arrangement with a formal conflict. The structure was too loose up front, and they are still operating from two definitions of right. She paid, so she assumes full access. He owns the lease, so he assumes full control. He's using that access as a tool, as leverage, not just a logistics decision. And it's unfortunate on her end that she let speed replace accuracy because her emotions were high. As we all know, emotional urgency creates poor decisions. And even more so because she delayed going through her things. And I know it's emotionally tough, but sometimes you've got to do the hard things. Right now, her due diligence gap and her lack of receipts is weakening her position. Let's find out how it ends.
Let me tell you something, woman to woman. And I'm just going to give you this little piece of advice. It's called I drop a dime and you pick it up if you want it. Do not ever give up a place where you live for a relationship that you do not know is going to make it or not. When you move across the country for somebody, right, and don't have your name on a lease and can easily lose access to a place, whether it's right or wrong, you should protect yourself as a woman. Do you understand me?
I do.
And look out for yourself, because there comes a time where just playing the victim is no longer going to work for you.
Your Honor,
I'm done taking testimony. I've heard it. You've repeated the same story 5 times. And the only thing you haven't told me in the last 25 minutes is that when he gave me time, I searched that whole entire house up and down for my things. Court is adjourned, judgment for the defendant.
Judge's final point was about dependency risk. She relocated, paid informally, no lease, no receipts. That's high personal investment and low structural protection, which makes you vulnerable when it ends. And that's a great point, because it's not about blaming, it's about how exposed she was when things went left. So that brings us to our big life lesson. Don't rely on your relationship stability to protect your living situation. Emotions can change fast. So do better. Put your name on what you pay for. Keep proof of payment. Separate relationship decisions from housing decisions. And don't rush exits. Verify everything before you leave, because you want to protect the basics first and then build your relationship around that. Final question for you. Is this about what he did or about not protecting yourself? Put your answers in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, follow, and share, and I will see you again soon.